Okay, so we're looking at Wingman Sam again, and we're going to be pulling in a new sprite for our new object in the game. So let me open up GameMaker. And what I want to show you today is how to cut out a sprite or a set of sprites from the comic strip page that's included in the resource file. So let's see if I have a playing game. It looks like I have one here. Maybe I can use that one. Okay. So this process is a little bit complicated. Here we have all the sprites here, and we want to add a new sprite. So we go to create sprite. So guys in the back, if we could quiet down, please. Okay. So, like, let's say I'm going to do a power-up. These are kind of fun, so we'll do that. And we'll change it to sprite, more bullets, I guess. Okay. I better keep the same naming convention, sorry. Okay, and then I have to go and get the sprite. Well, this sprite is going to be a temporary power-up, so I need to go and get the power-up out of the strip. So what you do is you go to Edit Sprite, even though you don't have a sprite yet, and then you say Create from Strip. So you click on that one, and then you go out to the shared folder. And we're going to open up the comic strip page. And that's under game design. So book resources, I think we're in chapter 9. And see it says all as strip. And that's the whole bitmap page right there. And what we're going to do is cut sprites out of this page to get it to do what we want. Now, last time I did the submarine. That's kind of cool. This one you could use to like have a plane that takes off from a air base and comes up from below. You do something like that. There's different types of planes. This one has kind of a shadow on it. But what I want to do is I want to do a power up, and they have a set of power ups here. If you look here, this one shows bullets going in all different directions. But say we want to put bullets. Let's say we want bullets coming out of the wings as well as coming out of the front. So that would be this sprite here. And so that's going to be our power up. There's a couple of random power-ups over here too. You can kind of decide what that means. And we're going to need some more bullets, I guess, too, if we're coming out of the wings. So I'm going to first grab this one. Now there's a little box you can move around here and drag it. So if you do it carefully, you can grab the one you want. The number of images is 1, images in row 32, horizontal pixel offset. I think you want that interior line just to the inside of the line that's already around the sprite, and then we're gonna get that sprite. So this basically chops it out of the comic strip page and puts it in your game. Okay. And we'll call that good. We'll also center it.
Can you use the bathroom juice?
Yeah, that's fine. I can grab the pass. I forgot to remove the background, so I'll have to do it again. Again, I'm grabbing this one. It's hard to do. That's it. So I'm trying to find a way to remove the background. It's here somewhere. If you're playing music, if you could shut that off, that'd be good. Yeah, I just don't see it. Well, I'm trying to remove the background on that, but
Wouldn't you do that in the beginning before you?
yeah, but we're loading from a strip and it doesn't give you an opportunity to remove the
You
background.
could, if you would edit,
Yeah.
the edit sprite,
Yeah.
you could set transparency background.
Where's that?
I think it's under edit.
Edit?
Yeah, at the bottom, set transparency background. And then you just have to choose the color.
Just by clicking on it?
Actually, wait, not you.
Yeah, so we're struggling. Yeah, if we had like a color picker that you just pick right off the sprite, but I just don't see that. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, images. Okay, images. Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, I guess that's good. Yeah. Yeah, it used to be easier to do. Now it's kind of hidden. So, okay, that's great. Thank you. Okay, so now we have our sprite. We want to center it. Okay. So guys, I need it quiet, or I'm going to scatter you all around the room. If that's what you want, I can do it. I've asked 4 times now. All right. So now we'll create an object for that as well. So here's our new object. And then we'll just call it object. This is our power up. We have to decide what that's going to do still. Okay, and we're also going to do different types of shots as well. So we're going to need the sprites for that. So we'll say sprite, bullet, right. And realize that you shouldn't turn this one in. You're going to have to come up with your own power up. I'm just showing you what the process is. You can't use this one because I just used it. So you need to get another sprite from the strip. Yeah, a sprite. Try that one. And this time we want to get one of these directional ones. Here's the right one. Try that again. That looks right. And again, too, we want to remove the background, so erase a color. So here's our bullet coming out of the right, and then make another one, bullet left. You can do this sometime. You say duplicate. It just makes it again, but then you can go and edit the sprite. And this time we're just going to so we're flipping it horizontally. Say OK. So now we have the sprites for the bullets coming out of the side of the wings. So we're going to create those objects as well. I'm going to take the bullet object and then copy it or duplicate it, and then give it a we'll change our sprite, and then we're going to set the parent to object bullet because we want it to behave similarly. So in the create event, we want to get the bullet not moving up. We want to do 8, or we want to do the right, but 8 going up is because we're moving in that direction. So I think we want to scale this back to 6. And then in the step event, here, since we're going to the right, we want to say X, and this would be room width. And if it's larger than that, that's when we want to destroy it. Okay? So that's the right bullet. The left bullet's similar. We'll change it to the left one. The create event, we go the other way. In the step event, I want to check to see if it's smaller than 0. That's the left side of the screen. Smaller. Okay, so now I have my objects. So now we need a collision event with the power-up. Here's the power-up down here. So when the player plane collides with the power-up, we want to put it in a mode like we'll just call it more bullets mode. So we'll set the variable more bullets. We'll set it equal to 1 to say that we want to go into the multi-bullet mode. We also want to destroy the power-up itself. And this variable, more bullets, is not on the power-up. It needs to be on the parent plane or the player plane. So make sure to click Other there when you do the collision. Okay. Next, we need to go up to the player plane and add that new variable into the create event. So we go to the Control tab, and again, the variable name is more bullets, and the value we're going to set to 0, indicating that they're not in more bullets form. Okay. the next change we need to make is when we actually shoot. So here's plane 1 in the enter event. We have to check to see if we're in more bullets mode. So first we want to make sure we can shoot. And if you can't shoot, then you do that, you shoot. But inside here, we also want to create the other 2 bullets. So we go to the create object. Well, we have to ask first if we're in more bullets form. So let's do that first. So here's the variable we're asking, a question. And we're saying if more bullets is set to 1, that means we're in more bullet mode. So if that's equal to 1, then we also want to create the left and right bullets too every time we fire. So here's the right bullet, and we'll center it in the, well, do we want to center it in the plane? The plane sprite is, how big is that? I guess we need to know that. Let's just try it like this for now, and then we'll fix it. But we want to create it relative to the position of the plane, and then we want to do bullet left, same thing. And we also need, because we're doing 2 things based on this, we have to put a start and end block around that. In any case, whether or not you're in more bullets mode, anytime you fire, you want to set can't shoot to -15. Okay? All right, so let's give this a try and see what happens when we include it in the room. My level design is pretty awful, but mainly for educational purposes. So here's my power-up. I'll put it right here maybe, or maybe here so I can see it pretty easily. And then I'm going to say go. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm looking for the power up. Should be coming up here shortly. There it is. Well, it's kind of hard to get to without killing yourself. Okay?
That's cool.
So now I've got more shots going out. But they're really not going out the tips of the wings, right? It'd be nice if they were coming out the wingtips. They also seem to be falling. You wouldn't expect that. Well, I guess, is that normal? You got to think how real bullets, if you shoot off 2 bullets from a plane and the plane's moving, does it look like the bullets are falling away?
Yeah, they would drop.
Is that normal? I suppose that's correct, right? Because we create it. But we have to do them in the right place now. So we look at our sprite, and we see that the sprite is 65 by 65, which is an odd size. Let's just assume it's 64. And 32 is the middle. So then when we create these other bullets, we're going to have to offset a little bit. So here's our plane. So our X offset is going to be 60. No, it's going to be 32, and our Y offset is going to be 32. Okay. No, it's not going to be 32. X is going to be. This is bullet right.
Bullet right.
Yeah. So this is going to be -10. Does that make sense? -10? Because we want to be to the left of the plane. How big is the bullet sprite? It's 32 by 32. Oh, it hasn't been centered yet. Oops. That's why it looked weird. I haven't centered the bullets. Okay, so those are now centered 16. So yeah, we're saying negative 32. The y should be the same. Should be 32. Make it relative. And then on the other side, bullet is going to the right. Coming from the right? Right is the one pointed to the right. So that's coming out the left side of the wing, yeah. So this needs to be, I said 64, let's say 7. Left side played plus 16. So 64 plus 16.
So 16 is 82.
82.
Wait, 64 plus 6.
82.
No, sorry, no, that's 90.
90?
64 plus 16, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
90? Okay. So 90. That's our right bullet, and our left bullet, x will be negative 10, or negative 16.
80.
Is it 80?
Yeah, I was thinking fast.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not using my brain today. For y, we're going to say 32. So go back to the right bullet, and this should be 80 actually. Okay. Let's try it now and see what happens. Okay, flying along happily. Here's a power up. No, it's still not right. See how the bullets right and left are coming way behind the plane? That's really odd. Our player sprite is there. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Yeah, so we got to change the coordinates. Now the player plane is centered in its XY location is right in the middle of the plane. So we want the bullets to come out of the middle. So your Y coordinate would be 0 in both of them. This will also be 0. I'm going to try this once again.
Even doesn't want game, he will get the gist of how to do it.
Yeah, this is just an idea. You're doing one of these multi-shot ones.
What's the best power up you've seen someone do?
I haven't seen one because I've never asked for a power up on this game. There's so much copying in this class. I'm trying to make it so it's hard to copy your neighbors. Yeah, the right one isn't quite right, but the left one, yeah, it seems the offset's not quite either. Okay, so we're saying then. The x coordinate. So the sprite is 64. Half of that is 32. So 32 plus 8, I think. 32 plus 8 is 40. And then this one is 32. So it's negative 32. So minus 40 for x. Sorry, I just don't have the coordinates in my head. One more time. They seem to be late, but notice they are blowing up the planes when I shoot at them. That means the collision event, even though I didn't put a collision event between the side-flying bullets and the enemy planes, it's still killing the enemy planes. So having set the parent to that, to the object bullet, was a good idea. And that seems plausible. But you'll have to kind of play around with it. Okay? Now, a couple of things you might want to do. That's kind of an advantage, having the ability to shoot in multiple directions. So you might want to make that a timed event. So at the point where they they collide with the power-up. Say you want to give them this power-up for like 10 seconds. What we can do is we can set an alarm. And we want to set it on the parent plane, not on the power-up. And say we want 10 seconds, so 30 steps per second would be 300 steps.
So it's how many steps per? How many?
30 steps per second.
Okay.
So this would be 10 seconds. Maybe that's a little too short. I don't know. You can decide. Okay. And then when the alarm goes off, we have to go back to the plane because that's where we set the alarm. So here's the other half of the alarm. You have to catch it wherever you set it. So when the alarm goes off, it's pretty simple. You just shut off more shots mode, more bullets mode. We'll set to 0. And now I'll be back to normal. Now you kind of want to make it kind of hard to catch the power up. Right now it's just staying put. It might be nice to add a little bit of motion to the power up as well.
Motion?
Yeah, kind of wiggling around or something. Okay, so we're going to see if after 10 seconds we got this figured out. So I'm still shooting multiple. Now I'm not anymore. Okay. So it looks like my power up was only a temporary one. So if you do that, you get, this is a good example of a relatively complex addition to the game. Okay, something like this, something somewhat complex but not impossible. If you make it based on alarm, that's a good idea. It adds complexity. If you have to make a few new sprites, that's kind of nice. The last thing, at least for me, that I'd like to do is give the power-up some motion. And what I'm thinking is we'll make it vary from left to right a little bit. Yeah. So in the step event, we might, if you want to be really annoying, you could roll the dice. Where's the dice roll?
Under main 2.
Main 2?
The one past there.
Roll. Yeah, there's the dice.
Oh,
So what we're going to do is we're going to roll the dice. And if it's two-sided, so it'd be like a coin. So if you get a 1, you're going to move the power up to the right. And it's 0, or if you get anything other than 1, which would be 2, then you would move to the left, let's say. So let's try that. We'll set our motion. And the speed, we're going to go maybe 4. And again, we don't want to start moving until we're about on screen, so we'll have to test for that. Say Y. UI view minus 40. That's when we'll start all this stuff. Okay. So we want to make sure that we're about to come on screen before we do all this stuff. And then it should be really annoying. I don't know what this is going to do. It's going to be probably pretty weird. I was hoping I could just make it float down like a leaf, but I don't think it's going to do that. We'll see. It's not moving. Why isn't it moving? It's in the step event of the power up. If Y is larger than VY view minus 40, then we roll the dice, and each time we roll it, we're supposed to, I didn't set the motion. So we'll do that to the right, and then if it's not a 1, then we'll move to the left. I made this more complicated than it needs to be, but that's okay. Yeah, see, it's kind of wiggling now. It's hard to grab. Let's try one more time. It looks kind of spazzy, so I don't know if I like it. Now what I need to do is come up with a function. Yeah, that's weird. So I'll keep working on that. But anyway, that's kind of the idea. Just something like that would be a good power up for your game. Okay? Now I still need to fix the other problem with the planes that shoot and are supposed to target you. So let's go look at those bullets. First we count up the instances of plane 1. We want to make sure there is at least one. And here I said step towards. And I think what I wanted to, there's another one that's, so here's a step towards, but this is only in the create event. So what I want is move towards. So I have the wrong one. That's this one here. See that one? So I used the wrong one. So we'll bring move towards on it. And then this time, so what did I have before? Here would say object plane 1 dot x. So we want to move towards x, and then here object plane 1 dot y, and we'll give it a speed of, let's try 4. Do we have to say relative? And the answer is no. So get rid of this one. So I was just a little confused the other day about which one to do.
Yeah, a lot of people, they had sort of the step, instead of the move towards, they get them doing step towards.
Yeah, step towards, you have to put it in a step event for it to work. Now, you might want to do that. That makes the bullets heat-seeking. Okay? You may not like that. But there's my spazzy power-up. Okay, now they're shooting at me. So that actually worked. I don't know if you saw that. So just to make it really apparent, I wouldn't do this really, but in the game when they shoot, let's see. So say if I want a lot of shots, I can change this number instead of 100, maybe change it to 25 so we get a lot more shots. Okay, here comes the planes that shoot at me. Yeah, they're shooting a lot more often. You kind of want those to stop shooting at you after a while, right? I thought we got rid of those once they go off screen. So especially as the one that shoots, you want to get rid of them as soon as they go outside the view. Okay. I do the same thing with the white planes. Now, if you want to make heat-seeking missiles, this is interesting. What you do is you go into the bullet, and here we set a move towards, so it's going to start towards the player. But in the step event, we'll do this. So add a step event. And instead of moving towards, we're going to say step towards. And here you say object plane 1. The speed is 4. Stop at solid only. I don't think that matters. It's not relative. And get rid of the other one. Okay, so this is the step event. So these will turn these bullets then into tracking bullets, and they'll chase you around. That's kind of a fun enhancement, so you could do that one. These are really hard to avoid, by the way. Watch. This spazzy thing. Yeah, see how they're tracking me? Oh, man, that's hard. Try that again. See if I can do a little bit better. Okay, so here they come. Whoa. Bullets are following me. Yeah, so those bullets are too fast. So I'm going to slow them down a bit. Maybe 2. So that's how you do heat-seeking missiles or heat-seeking bullets. Is use step towards for that. Even then it's tough. Okay, so one more time. Let's really slow it down. I just want to be able to get past them. Eventually, if you do this, you want to be able to outrun them. Yeah, still hard. So you'd have to use a fractional speed for this to work. Yes, that's a little easier, but anyway, those are some ideas. I'll stop right here.